G'day, fellas, and welcome to Outback Octagon 3, game number 34. This is now the finals. This is the second game of this group. It'll be the last game that they play before the grand finals tomorrow. It's incredibly important. Yeah, put your best foot forward right now. Everybody still is technically in contention in this game to make it through tomorrow. But take a look at the map that we've got. This is mega random. And there will be no personal ponds today, ladies and gentlemen. Every pond will be a shared pond because these are very big ponds. And you know what they say about big ponds? Big schools of fish. And with big schools of fish, you're going to have big problems. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce our players for today. In the north of the map, in the color pink, representing Team Elephant, playing as the Chinese, it's Louis MT. I should also mention, he's playing as the Chinese. He's also from China. So that's our first player. Just to his south, even though technically he's to the west of him, and normally we like to do these things clockwise, because of his proximity, ladies and gentlemen, in the color blue, playing as the Mongols. Representing Team Fox. Playing out of Spain, it's Vortex. To their south, in the color green, playing as the English. Town Center already completed before the minute 55. That is a very quick TC, ladies and gentlemen. In the color green, representing Team 3D, it's B. In the very far south of the map, in the color red, playing as Joan of Arc. Representing Team Elephant, hailing from China, it's CSO. Across the pond, to the west of him, in the color orange, which is kind of weird for a guy who's on the Byzantines, but we'll allow it. Representing Finland, it's Killjotty. He's also the official chat of Outback Octagon today. We should mention that. It's kind of important, because if he dies, chat dies. Not really, but yeah, we'll fix it. In the color yellow, playing as the Order of the Dragon. Representing Team Canada, it's Puppy Paw. And to his west, in the color purple, playing as the Juicy Legacy, also representing Team Canada, it's Whammo1. And our final player for today, he hadn't put his town center down when we checked on his direction, but it looks like he's secured a spot now. And it's actually a really good spot. Have a look at this. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, in the east of the map, in the color teal, playing as the French, representing Team Japan, it's Duyakusi Twitch. Welcome to game number 34, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a little bit of water action today. Looks like CSO is going to be sharing a pond with Killjotty. Looks like Puppy Paw is going to be sharing a pond with Whammo1. A good game is bound to happen. Now, before we go any further, let's take a little look at the leaderboard and where it currently stands, so that you're up to date with the players in this game. All right, so we've got Killjotty in this game. He's currently sitting on 18 points. We've also got Duyakusi on 22 points. We've got B on 22 points. We've got Louis MT on 29 points. These guys are the ones that we want to be watching, because those guys at the top, they're not 100% safe, but I tell you what, they're about 95% safe. So those are the main players we're going to be looking for here to see some action from today. All right, well, we're back. The landmarks, I don't think have started dropping just yet. We're still quite early on in this game, 4 minutes in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my legs up. I'm going to lean back in my chair. I'm going to grab my Red Bull. We're going to take a look at this map. Let's have a look and see how good this is for Puppy Paw. I see a couple. Look at this. Dude, can you imagine if someone found this spot? Imagine if somebody's found this spot. This is incredible. Big golds, stone, plenty of wood, plenty of food, and look at the entrance. This is your entrance, dude. This is actually crazy. So I played an FFA game like this. It was a 2-hour FFA game. I still remember it was mega random. I was playing against a Rus player, and he built a wonder. And there was 2 people left, and I was like, okay, there's no way he can defend against us. The problem was there was no way into his base other than a natural choke point. And when there's a natural choke point, it means that you literally can't break your way in any other way. You can only get in this way. So it means if you put a wonder down in this corner, you have to go through the main gate. And you might be thinking, that's okay, that's fine, we can deal with that. You know what he did? He made like 75 mangonels and put them on the high ground. Not a single thing could even get close, dude. He was just like, they would just be on like routine, just firing these shells off like dung, 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 dung. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. It took us like the whole 15 minutes and we never made it past. So I'm telling you right now, if Whammo1 somehow manages to take out his brother on water here and then crawl his way into the corner, if he puts a wonder down here, this could be incredibly difficult to stop. But let's do a little bit of a prediction. Who's going to be... Hold on a minute. He might not be the only one. Hold on a minute. Let's do a little bit of a prediction. Who's going to be the safer? Who's going to be the best bet right now? If you were a bet... Oh, that's completely... oh, you might be able to come across this. I think you can still technically come across here. Wow, what a spawn. You know, here I am talking about this little spawn in the corner. Nah. Look at this. Not as many resources, but a lot more space, which is good if you know... excuse me. It's good if you value that kind of thing, and which, of course, you do. Outpost going to be coming up for Louis MT on the gold. Keep in mind, we're going to be watching him. We're also going to be watching, well, probably not so much Vortex. I don't think is that important. Because, actually, is Vortex already... Is he kind of close to the top? I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure he's kind of close to the top. I think it's Louis MT, Louis MT, Kiljadi, Duyukusi, and B that we want to watch. I think that's it. All right. Well, let's check in with the relics, though. Because, obviously, Kiljadi's on the bottom side here. Puppy Paw's kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place here. He's going to go with the mine work. Doesn't have a very good position for an Archon, which definitely makes sense being close to the water. Now, when it comes to relics, he's got 1. He's got 2. I don't think he'll get this one. I feel like Kiljadi will deny this from him. It's way too close, and Kiljadi's way too good of a player to allow him to get that. This one here, I think he might be able to pick this up. He could try and pick these up as well. But the age ups are starting to come through. Mine work now for Puppy Paw. Whammo1 going to be going with the Meditation Gardens. Checking over on the other side of the pond, we see the School of Cavalry coming up, as well as the Imperial Hippodrome. Over on the east side, Duyukusi not yet clicking up, but of course, keep in mind, well, he's now actually going onto water as well. He's found water. This always feels incredibly good when you find water and you're like, yeah, baby, it's time. Barbican in the north. Deerstones as well for Vortex. Meanwhile, Council Hall for B. He could look to be putting on pressure early on in this game. We'll have to wait and see what his plan is. All right, well, I think that's everybody except for Duyukusi at the moment, who is going to be clicking up. Duyukusi is definitely going to be taking a little bit longer. The other thing to note is that when players take longer, people will tend to target them down. But this is a really good play for Duyukusi because I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning of the game, but there were 3 kings over here, all making their way towards the north corner. Duyukusi, Louis MT, and Vortex. And you want to know who got the best spawn out of all of them? Duyukusi. Now, granted, there was a fair bit of luck that was involved there because there just so happens that there's no players around him right now. It could have been the case that maybe somebody would be near him, but he's lucky. He's very lucky, manages to come away with it, and in the end, look at this. Horseman's already out here for Puppy Paw. You hate to see it. He's going to be looking to rush an outpost up. The Horseman will get surrounded. I don't even think he's going to be able to pick up the Ville. It's an Order of the Dragonville, so it's got a little bit of extra health on it, and it does indeed survive, but... Ooh. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Puppy Paw on 600 and... How does he do it? He can't keep getting away with it. 600 gold. He gets enough gold. It's fine. He's got another gold up here. But still, like, you know, it's kind of wild, isn't it? All right, well, at the moment, Puppy Paw does have the Hulk out. One of the things to remember is that when it comes to battling on water, it's normally something that you want to avoid if you've got neighbors. If you don't have neighbors, you're happy to fight on water. So in this situation, we see Puppy Paw, he's got the Hulk, but he's not fighting Wham, and this is fine, because he's got neighbors. He wants to try and focus his energy on Kiljadi, whereas Kiljadi doesn't want to fight on water, and that's because he's got a neighbor, and that's Puppy Paw, who goes for a Burgrave. Whereas CSO, he doesn't have a neighbor, so he's like, I'm happy to fight on water. I can put my resources down that route. And naturally, you can see Kiljadi is not happy with that, because now Kiljadi's picked a fight with Puppy Paw, but he's also now taking a fight with CSO. Meanwhile, towards the top side of the map, Keshiks are beginning to make their way around the north side. It's like a 1v1 that we've got up here, except it's on a small map. It's one of those silly maps that Mr. Merlin likes to make. I don't know if you guys ever saw Mr. Merlin casting those stupid maps that he does. He loves them, and he always sends them to me. He's like, Drongo, check this out. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, the idea is cool, but it just seems a little bit too claustrophobic for me. That's it. Yeah, micro maps. That's exactly right. Yeah, micro maps. That's what they're called, Cascade. Yeah, they're I think they're pretty popular in Age of Empires too, aren't they? But I don't know. Maybe maybe I shouldn't knock it until I've tried it. It's one of those things. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. Louis MT with the wall around the back already. Going to throw an outpost up just to protect it. Make sure that he's going to be guaranteed to be safe. Puppy Paw will actually pick a fight here with Wham, which is kind of wild for him to do considering he's got neighbors. Manages to take out the vessels. Demo ship comes out. A lot of resources invested here. Both of them going down. He gets a 2-for-1. And the war junk will come out. Demo ship now going to be coming through. Let's check back in on that north side and see how we're doing. Barbican just not really in prime position here. I would have preferred this Barbican like right here where it denies both of the golds. And then it gets really hard here for Vortex. Because where does Vortex go? Does he just move on? Is that the play? Emplacement coming through on this outpost in the north. Vil getting worked down slowly by the Khan. But that'll be enough to force him back. Doesn't want a bar of it. Meanwhile, on the waterfront, it looks like everything's been shut down for the moment until Wham decides, you know what, maybe we can pick a fight. We don't have anybody else to pick a fight with. We might as well. Shaolin Monastery's up. But the Burgrave is here. The Burgrave is pumping, and look where he's rallying the Burgrave as well. He's rallying it to the north. He's not actually picking a fight with Kiljadi, and I think this might be because Kiljadi was attacked on water, so now Kiljadi kind of wants to fight on water. And it's one of those things that happens in FFA when, unfortunately, when you get attacked from the rear, it definitely changes the way that you play very quickly. But I think Puppy Paw doing the right thing here, going after Wham, going after his brother. He knows Kiljadi needs to have a big game today. Wants him to try and get as many points as he possibly can, so who knows, maybe he leaves the back door open for him. But look, after watching last game, I don't think that's going to happen. Puppy Paw is interested in only one thing, and that's Puppy Paw winning. All right, well, let's check in back over with this water fight. You can see that the Byzantine Dramon didn't really find much success over here. It means that CSO is going to come out victorious, and Kiljadi, of course, going to be without water. It also means that he's going to be losing a lot of these buildings along the shoreline. So we've got a couple of war cogs on the south side that are going to start firing off into this shoreline. I don't know whether he can actually see up here, but I would suspect he probably can. Men-at-arms now starting to come through. Remember, Wham is in the castle age, so he can easily switch into knights, switch into crossbows. But he doesn't have a lot in the way of production yet. And now Puppy Paw is going to force him off wood. These Vils are going to start having to run for dear life right now. Meanwhile, towards that north side, 3DB, he's having a good game. Nobody's picking any fights with 3DB, and he's loving that. He's gone for a 2TC opening into the White Tower. Probably the most staple opening for the English. So he'll be very happy with that. Scout going to get taken out. Louis MT losing the scout there. Meanwhile, over on the east side, just the 1 TC fast castle for Diakusi with the guild hall. Louis MT also reaching the castle age. He's going to start moving the king. Oh, he sees the size of the army. Yeah, no wonder. 3 battering rams, a whole bunch of archers, as well as some Keshiks. Where do they go? He's going to head up onto the top plateau. Does he have a way out through here? He does actually have a way out. So he could play a little bit of... I don't know. I don't actually know what to say. The only thing to note, though, is that all of his landmarks are on the bottom. You know what? He can probably build... he can build the Imperial Academy up here, and I think he'll be okay. How is he going to defend, though, against that many units? Do you just go a whole bunch of... I think you just go a whole bunch of lancers, right? And just hope that your enemy doesn't make spears? But he knows his enemy's castle age, so it feels like it's inevitable. Meanwhile, lancers do manage to shut down the attack from Puppy Paw for the moment. He's going to continue rallying units up here. He's only got a handful of gilded men-at-arms. But look at this. Oh, look at this. He predicted... I don't know whether he predicted that. But now the battering rams are working down the landmarks. There's only 3 archers in here. All the rest of the archers, and this is just Vortex being Vortex. Incredibly well thought out process here by Vortex. Going to be looking to attack the walls in the south. He actually managed to know about the walls, locate the walls. He's going to try for a second layer here, seeing if he can get one more line of defense up. But remember that he's on a timer here. Not if he loses the town center, he's still got the astronomical clock tower, but he needs to get up a 3rd landmark, or he needs to pull Vils down here to try and deal with this. But there's archers inside. Meanwhile, have a look at the size of the naval fleet that Wham is building up right now. It's huge. But Puppy Paw, of course, not going to be dropping a beat, missing a beat, skipping a beat, any kind of thing that he wants to the beat. Looks like the wall did not get up. Archer's going to be behind it here. King, where's the king? King's going to head to the north. He's still kind of trapped up here. And now those Vils going to be running away. And you can see that Louis MT is feeling the life slowly drip away from his body. He's going to throw down the Imperial Academy as we suspected he would do. If anything, I feel like you probably want to make it outside the walls rather than inside, but he's actually doing a decent job here. Might be able to clean this up. Louis MT's landmark goes down. Battering Ram's doing a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a weird walk, but he is rushing up that Imperial Academy. Should be able to make it. Indeed, he will be. Still 4k health left on it. He's absolutely fine, though. Gets into the Song Dynasty, cleans everything up, and Vortex is back to square one. Of course, that town center did go down, so it's going to take some time for the rebuild to occur, but I tell you what, that's a decent hold there by Louis MT. He doesn't die just yet. Meanwhile, look at the size of the fishing fleet from CSO. He's sitting on 79 vills. How many of those are fishing boats? I'd count for you, but my maths ain't good. And counting is a core component of maths. Something I'm teaching my son at the moment. You know, it's so fun teaching young kids to count just because listening to them count is hilarious. Like, he counts to 20 and he misses 13 every single time. And he counts 16 twice. It's so funny. He's like 12, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18. It's like, don't worry, you'll get him next time, buddy. Like, anyway, I'm the same with fishing boats. He inherited that from me. We'll sort it out, though. Anyway, Men-at-Arms now going to start to focus on the south side instead. Kiljadi, I don't know whether he's got much in the way of land defense. Has been completely blockaded on water. Isn't going to be making any fronts over there. He does actually have some cataphracts out. Meanwhile, in the north of the map, no pressure, as we do see the astronomical clock tower did go down in the end with the Imperial Palace, or rather Imperial Academy, going to be the saving grace there for him. Still nobody eliminated from this game yet. Puppypaw, of course, is really going hard with the action early on here for us. More units, oh lord. And see, this is the problem, right? 3DB knows that Louis MT's lost landmarks. He knows he's lost landmarks, and so he knows that he's weak. It doesn't necessarily mean that he is dangling on over the edge. But maybe he doesn't want 3DB. Or but rather, maybe he doesn't want Louis MT. Maybe he knows that Vortex has used a lot of energy killing Louis MT. And so that means that there shouldn't be that many units from Vortex, at least not as many as you could expect at this time. Men-at-Arms all turn towards the town center. He gets a nice little split going. He says, hey, if you're thinking about running the king, think again, my friend. And now, under the town center, Vortex slowly is sieged down. Louis MT says, hey, that's my kill. You get away from that town center immediately. We're going to quickly check in back at the base, just make sure nothing's happening down here. I don't want to miss anything. Ville's getting massacred underneath the town center. And problems in paradise as Vortex goes from looking to try and confirm some early kills here. Look, you can see the spears are moving up towards the north. He wants that kill. We saw him go for it last game, and we have seen him go for it again this game. He's just looking to try and find it. And I think this might be it for Vortex. Let's ride on board with him. Where's the king? There's the king. I don't think there's any other action on the map that we're missing at the moment. I'm always so cautious and careful. I take it back. CSO's Knights have made it into the base of Kiljadi. Kiljadi not having a good game at the moment. King inside the town center. It's the only one left. Bills are going to make a little bit of a run for it. Men-at-Arms fighting against the Lancers of Louis MT. Louis MT not yet repairing the town center. Spears are out. Needs to rebuild, though. His economy stalled out. He's on 39 vills, which ain't terrible, but he does want this kill. He wants the kill before he gets tapped out. And now, back again, the town center. Slowly sieging it down. The Men-at-Arms, of course, take their time. And remember that King's going to get a good opportunity to run as well, but I don't think there's anywhere for him to run to. Vortex, of course, going to be trying his best to stay alive. Ville's come back through. He's looking to repair that town center. Where does the King run? If anywhere, the King probably runs to the south. But even then, I don't know if it's going to matter. Oh, you got to watch out. You got to watch out. Louis MT looking to try and pick up some kills here. B and Louis MT both right on the line when it comes to qualifying or getting into that top 8. Remember, both of these guys need to get points in this game. And there's a very good opportunity here. It's first blood. Louis MT's got to be careful, though, because that ain't the only points that are on the line, ladies and gentlemen. And the King runs away. Says, hold on, I got to get out of here. But look at this. The Men-at-Arms have been so diligently fighting against the Lancers. They've done an incredible job. And have a look at this. King now making a run for it. He's gone into the keep. Puppy Paw has been taken very quickly by the Bao Chads. He's aged up to Imperial Age. The Bao Chads are through. Where's the king? The king's in the outpost. It's only a handful of spears. And there's the king. Vortex, now we managed to spot it. He goes down, and that's going to be your first elimination for today. We made it. We managed to spot it. I tell you what, it was a bit of a worry. But in the end, the men-at-arms were able to outpace the Bao Chads in the south. Meanwhile, the knights, they're doing their magic. They're slowly making their way through. Wham 01 may get revenge on Puppy Paw today. You can see he's absolutely cleared out this base. We've got Swabia, so Imperial Age has come through as well for Puppy Paw. Let's ride on board with, who are we going to ride on board with? Diakusi. He's got a nice little position over there. Isn't he feeling so good, Diakusi? Let's check in and see how he's doing, our boy. So Diakusi, 2,100 gold in the bank. Second town center's up. He's got to Imperial Age with the Red Palace, starting to build up some horsemen together with some arbaletiers. No walls up for him, but no need for those really at the moment. Everybody else is too busy fighting. And now, have a look at this with B. Picking up that first kill, he says, you know what? I think it might be time for a second one. And B begins to make his way around the top side. He's going to need to think about maybe a battering ram or two. King is out. Of course, he can look to try and escape to the south side. There's plenty of business, plenty of room to move. And look at CSO. Oh, this is so scary. This is so scary. Look at how many elite knights he's got. And he just finds this beautiful little spot underneath the town center. Comes in and defends with all the ships. Makes it so much easier for him to take this fight. Meanwhile, over towards the west, Lancer numbers starting to build. Still nice little defensive position there for Puppy Paw. And now slowly but steadily, those elite knights begin to take down the cataphracts of the Byzantines. Kiljadi's had a tough game. The second TC only recently going up. We can see he's got 500 stone left on this stone mine. It's taken some time for him to come online, and to be honest, he still isn't really there. CSO's just had a head start. Just a better spawn, just isolation has meant he hasn't had to worry about these early little fights. He's taking complete control of the water. And interestingly, has just kind of allowed Diakusi to chill over on this east side. But now the Carracks are out. Perhaps it won't be that way forever. Meanwhile, towards the north, battering rams are making their way through slowly. Louis MT rushing to get up another set of walls. We need more walls. The problem is, even if he gets up more walls, he's got 1, 2, 3 landmarks with a 4th landmark right here. And it becomes only a matter of time until this landmark is almost certainly threatened. He's completely surrounded by B on all sides. And to be honest, at this point, if I'm B, I'm just going for this landmark. Maybe he doesn't realize that that's the last landmark, but we definitely do. It's going to be a bit of a race here. We'll try our best to make sure that we capture the action as it's going down. We kind of know what's going to happen towards the north, but I don't know whether B does, because he's just running past that last landmark right now. All the knights continuing to clean up. CSO, honestly, in an incredibly good spot. This is a crazy spawn for him. He is completely isolated. King is out. Men-at-arms on both sides of the wall here. Oh, yep. I hear bells ringing, ladies and gentlemen, and those bells, they ring for Louis. He's trying to get the king up onto the wall. He knows if he can get it onto the wall, he can buy himself a little bit of time. And if he buys himself a bit of time, then maybe, oh maybe, there's a chance. King on the run. King on the run. Kiljadi gets taken out. Joan of Arc is here to witness it. Meanwhile, towards the north, Louis MT still stands tall, strong. But unfortunately, I think this wall goes down and the king's on the ground. He's going to make another run for it. Get out of there, Louis. Wallalow. Nope. Doesn't even make the sound. It's like, what up? And now, unfortunately, for Louis MT, his curtains have been closed. MB takes them off him. 3 quick kills in succession. The lobby is down to 5. 3DB moves up after picking up not just 1 kill, but 2 kills. He got first blood as well. So with that should propel him to probably the top 8. I'd have to double check this. We might need clarification. I'll see if I can get one of our umpires in the chat to let us know where B currently stands. But after picking up those points right there, CSO, I'm confident he's already, he's in a great position. We don't have to worry about him. The question is going to be whether that's enough for B to actually get up into the top 8. And remember, even if he gets into the top 8, he can still be knocked out by another player in the other top 8 or the other top 16 games that we've got happening today. Dude, look at the range on those Bao Chads. Those Bao Chads. How much range? 10 tiles of range. It's kind of crazy. He steals the relic away. Says, sorry, bro. I need this relic. My people are hungry. And Poppy Paw says, that's okay. I've got more relics. That's fine. That's not a problem. You can keep the relic. Swabia. Wait. Does he reach the Swabia from there? He doesn't, does he? No, he doesn't. He's hitting the barracks. Okay. B is 10th at the moment with 26 points. He needs about 4 more points to advance. So there you go. B has still not found B has still not found victory yet, but could this be his game, ladies and gentlemen? He's beginning to make his way towards the base of Puppy Paw, and if I had to guess who was on their last legs right now, it would definitely be a guy with 4 of them. It is Puppy Paw for sure, and that's Joan of Arc going down in the south. More knights now beginning to move north. I think everybody is beginning to collapse, and Puppy Paw might be tempted to ask, is this teaming? It could be. It could be. I just realized we've got to change up the... we've got to fix that one up for you. There you go. Hopefully chat is fixed for you now. Sorry about that one. We got it all fixed up. Puppy Paw's king is inside Palace of Swabia. What do we got here? We got crossbows. We've got men-at-arms. We've got a little bit of a push coming through. Puppy Paw slowly being grounded down, but he's got hand cannoneers. He's also got the cannon emplacements, and oh, have a look at this. Duyakusi says, not so fast, baby. Not so fast. Elite Arbilatria. Elite Horseman now inside the base. The king is in the White Tower. There's still plenty of men-at-arms back here, but he's hitting the economy where it hurts. And now B's going to have to make his return towards the north. A lot of units inside this base at the moment. I tell you what, if there's anybody who looks scary this game, it's CSO. It is CSO that I'm scared of. Whammo 1's in a great spot as well, but he's got no kills yet, whereas CSO's got that first kill, so he can leverage that into economy, get a nice little lead in this sort of mid-game. I mean, we're 27 minutes in. It's still kind of the mid-game, though, isn't it? Fighting underneath the keep. No boiling oil coming through just yet, either for B. Definitely going to hamper him. I don't see any Wingard units out just yet. Not that I've looked particularly hard. Meanwhile, we'll check back towards the base. See how he's faring. Puppy Paw, 120 population at the moment. Only 73 vills, but he does have the Swabia, which will definitely keep him alive. Meanwhile, Arbilatria and Horseman getting repelled away from this B in the Imperial Age with his elite men-at-arms. Plenty of units here. Good economy behind this, 104 vills. Obviously going to be easily able to rebuild this, but the Horseman should be able to tank up the front, and it's a smart use of the Horseman here. He doesn't have a whole lot of gold. Now, he's got plenty of gold behind him. It's about whether he's found that gold yet. Look at all the gold that he's got back here. In fact, that's a huge amount of gold. I wonder if CSO's found that gold as well. I mean, CSO's got plenty of space on the map. But now CSO's running back towards his own base. I think Puppy Paw may have found... He may have found an opportunity to stay alive here. Was it just that CSO was looking to secure resources? Perhaps that was the case. But now trying to get close to the shoreline, the hand cannoneers and priests very quickly realize, you know what? We can't really contest that. Cannons, bombards, 3 of them, ladies and gentlemen. It is a sad day for the Puppy Paw. Look, it's not really. It's not really. Puppy Paw goes through to the grand finals. Irrespective of his death here, he will go through at rank 1. He is so far ahead compared to everybody else in this tournament right now. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, as Whammo 1 does what his brother did to him last game. The landmark goes down, and the kill goes over to Whammo 1. Now, technically in the last game, Puppy Paw didn't kill Wham, but he killed Wham. You know, it was one of those situations where he did all the hard work, and then Vortex came in at the end and said thank you, and took the king kill. So now at this stage, it's going to be about recovering the relics, and Wham's in a good spot now. He's managed to pick up a kill. So you got these 2 big contenders, right? Like I think that Wham together with CSO are in incredible positions. They've had positions of isolation together with water, and that's always really scary because you can... Oh, the transport ship, the drop, the knights coming in off the water, the death drop from CSO. He says, I know where your king is, and I know that it's not walled in, and I know it's not safe. Neither of these kings are walled in. Are any of these kings walled in? All of these kings are just exposed. What is going on here? And how are you legally able... Okay, this one's fine. Kind of. It's near the shoreline. And now, now Diakusi spots the knights and says, oh, Lord. Oh, there's always a bigger fish, isn't there? And I tell you what, in this pond, my friend, there definitely is. CSO He is a hungry fish today, and he looks to head inside the English base. And honestly, at this point, Diakusi, I'd just let him. Just let him, man. Just let him. To be honest, could probably come down here for the snipe. But see, we know. He doesn't know. There are stone walls here as well. Just a single pillar. More than enough to stop you. And now, Diakusi's actually going to step into fight. CSO does get repelled. I mean, he's still got a decent number of knights here, but it's nowhere near the amount that he came in with. He's going to have to head back to the drawing board on this one. Maybe bring back a couple of bombards. Think about doing a bit of a slow roll, maybe a Roboldiquin or two. That's probably the angle that I'd be looking at. And so now, at this stage, Wham's probably just going to... I mean, do you really want to delete all these Baochuans? This is such a hard spot, because it's like they're taking population that you could be using for a land army, but at the same time, if you ever get attacked, like these Baochuans are going to be incredible in your defense. Instrumental in your defense. But maybe just don't let it get to that point. You know, put stone walls up, and then you can use that population for other things. You've only got palisades up at the moment, so maybe think about getting some stone walls up. Wall yourself in. Maybe keep 1 or 2 for the shoreline over here, and that's pretty much it. I don't think you need more than that. And even then, you probably don't need Baochuans. Oh, you probably want Baochuans at this stage of the game. All right, well. Wall now coming up for Diakusi, securing a little bit more land. Says land is good. Channels Stewie Griffin. We got a raid in the back of the base now. Keep in mind, the king is inside this red palace, so he's going to be able to watch all of this from a distance. 2,400 gold in the guild hall, so either it hasn't generated any gold, or he's collected it and we've just managed to come back at the right time. I think it's probably going to be the second. And now on the shoreline, Diakusi might be in trouble here as perhaps CSO realizes that he could be the weak link in this situation. I mean, it's always going to be tough fighting underneath an English keep, together with the defenses that they've got and the fast attack speed that they've got from the network of citadels. But Diakusi's definitely not giving up without a fight. That is for sure. He's got a lot of units here. And for the moment, he's able to chase away the enemy. CSO just coming up empty-handed, losing a lot of units in this fight. Now, this whole time that this is happening, Whammo 1 is just chilling out. We've spoken about the possibility of a wonder. And you've got to remember that Whammo 1 is also, he's sitting in, I think, 3rd place. And he's guaranteed to go through to tomorrow in the grand final games. So, for him, it could be about going for a stylish victory right now. And I'd love to see that, because this is definitely the opportunity for it. I'd almost be tempted to delete my army. I mean, you probably don't want to delete, like, Imperial or Elite Lancers. But something to think about. Something to think about. You could go for some style points, that's for sure. All right, well. Slowly, but steadily. He's repelled once again. Hopefully we see... Diakusi's been quite prolific with his walls throughout Outback Octagon. In particular, there was a... I don't know if you saw it. It was a 3-hour, 30-minute game that I will bring up for every FFA game that I cast in my life. For the rest of my life. Diakusi played in that game, and he made a few walls in that game. So, I don't know whether he's going to be thinking about it today, but I would recommend it. I would say it's probably a good idea. You know, after you've been death dropped multiple times by the Joan of Arc player with no cannons, no bombards, no culverin, no nothing, just running into your base, and now potentially going to be taking out your king. Maybe it's a thought. Does he turn? Does he go for it right now? He could just turn on the... Honestly, like, these do so much damage. It's kind of wild fighting underneath the Red Palace. Like, you can definitely kill the Red Palace, but I don't think you can fight under the Red Palace. It just... Look how quickly it kills these units. Look. Do you see... Like, he is losing a unit every 0.7 seconds. Oh, God. That sound is terrible, isn't it? It is... like, you're losing way too many units if you just fight under that. I don't know why it just doesn't bring a couple cannons. A couple cannons, and that's all over Red Rover. It's too close to the water. You need to put that in the back with a stone wall walled it in nice and safe. I don't think Diakusi's got long left. Meanwhile, another landmark in the back of the base. Look at this. Wham, definitely starting to think 2 steps ahead. He's looking like a very skinny man right now. Let's see how many of you guys get that reference. I mean, that video's got like 50 million views at this point. There's probably going to be a few of you guys who get that reference. There wasn't that a story, though. I tell you what, that guy. Yeah, that was, you know, he went from internet villain to internet hero very quickly. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about, but I'll spoil it. His name is, I think, Nikocado Avocado. I don't watch his content. I just know who he is because he's very flamboyant, at least his personality, and he was a big boy. So originally he was quite skinny. He's a YouTube content creator. You can look him up. Originally he was quite skinny, quite small, and then he started like doing mukbangs, where you eat lots of food. He put on all this weight, got really fat, and then uploaded videos for like 2 years of him being fat, and then he posted a video of him just skinny one day. Everyone's like, what the hell? Anyway, speaking of what the hell, we do manage to see that the horsemen make a connection on that cannon, and he says, get on out of here, it's not happening. Plenty of defensive battering rams here as well, just to try and stop those annoying knights from making their way through. But Diakusi is starting to bleed out, though. 91 vils at the moment, CSO on 118, and it's only a matter of time until somebody else starts thinking about pushing. Oh, man. Anyway, it's starting to look a little bit scary for him. He's definitely on his last legs. There's no way. There's no way. There's just too many knights here. And looking at this, there's a part of me that thinks to myself, you know, maybe we need to actually take balance into our own hands for the next Outback Octagon. Because, I mean, knights are strong, right? And I feel like on bigger maps, they're even stronger. Like, it just gets to the point where they're so versatile, they're so strong, they're so good. And like, you look at this, right? He's made the full counter. He's making only, well, I mean, he's making horsemen. He's not making spears. He could be making spears, and he's making spears now, but like, they're hardened spearmen, right? Okay, so, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut right now. I'll take it all back. I take it all back for the moment. Joan of Arc about to go down. When she does, you'll hear that sound. But know that it wasn't the case. The king is actually about to go down, though. Does B know that? B knows that. B's making a run for it. There's the king. Where's the king? There's the king. King, he's just put him out, and he's baited him back in. He said, I'm not really going out that way. I'm actually going out the back. And indeed, he does go out the back, but look at this. Did he not realize? Did CSO not realize the king was in that building? He could have picked up the kill for sure. Wait. There was something that was sieging this down. Oh, no. Oh, no. CSO's left the kill. And now B comes in. Look at the size of the army. CSO's got nothing to contest it, and even if he did, these are all spears. What? CSO making an unforced error. What happened there? He just pulled back out. Spearmen now surrounding the town center. B looking like he's going to be able to steal away the kill. And now the king comes down. It gets picked up. I think it was just a combination of him not realizing the health of the Red Palace. The Red Palace was low, and he only had a handful of units at the time. And the king made a run across the back here, and the reinforcements coming through from Diakusi were just a little bit too many. So he thought he'll go back and regroup like he's done 46 times. And it just so happened that that was the time that mattered. B picks up another kill and pushes himself a little bit closer to victory. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Wham has deleted a couple of Bouchads. We see a few of them still on the shoreline, 5 of them to be exact. And he's got trade going as well. Some impressive trade numbers here, Wham. 14 wood, 14 gold. How do you fit all of that in them jeans? That is what I'm going to be wondering. But have a look at this. Houses in the back. Not even going to take this gold or the deer. Doesn't need them. Doesn't want them. And he's slowly building up resources. Look. He's got 1,200 here. 2,400. He's got enough. He's easily got enough. He can do it with style. He can do it with style if he wants to. I mean, good luck getting through this. I reckon just go a whole bunch of nest of bees and just laugh at your enemy as they try and get through. Just fill this choke point with like, I don't even know what do you, yeah, I mean, you could just put a whole bunch of production in the middle. As long as you've got a wall across here, you probably do a couple more walls across there. I remember the game that I played, the one I was telling you about earlier, where the Wonder was like all the way in the corner, and it was like just enough space for the Wonder, and there was like this huge pathway that was going to the Wonder, and like we never even got close to the pathway, but this guy had like, I think 40 layers of the Rus walls leading up to the Wonder. I was just like, there was no way that was ever happening. You know, some spawns are just designated Wonder spawns, and I can't help but feel like this one may be that spawn. Now, it looks like over on the east side, let's bring the score back in. We're right on board with Wham. over on the east side, it looks like CSO has made a little bit of a breakthrough to the back and found plenty of gold, plenty of resources back here. He'll be super duper happy with this. A couple of trebuchets just doing some scouting, as you do. And now CSO, he's probably a little bit angry at B. He said, B, that was going to be my kill, B. I was working him down. I came for you, but I showed mercy. And you have not done the same to me. Oh, I tell you what, though. There's no way I'm going into that. I see that arm. See, and this is the thing, right? Like, I was talking about balance before and like, oh, you know, the English or the Knights, they're kind of strong. Like, should we nerf them? Like, should we think about that? And it's like, I look at this and I'm like, bro, there is no way in the world I am ever fighting against this with Knights, dude. Like, Reboldaquin together with Spearmen and these Wingard stupid... Oh, no, they're not even Wingard stupid. Where are the Wingard stupids? They're in here somewhere. There they are. Wingard Footmen. Which have got a bonus against Cav. And then he's got hand cannoneers mixed in. Like, this is a crazy army. 41 Wingard Footmen, 35 hand cannoneers, 73 spears. All three of these units and the Reboldaquin absolutely destroy these Knights. It's not even going to be close, dude. And I guess that's one of the things, right? And you got to remember that on the surface, this looks really scary. And you're like, wow, 73 Knights, that's so scary. But it's not so much their fighting power. Like, obviously, they're good fighting units. But at the same time, it's more about the fact that they've got mobility. They're very population efficient. It's like, you know, the more of these that you have, the more efficient that you are, so you can have more vills to support the economy. It's just like, there's all these factors to consider. But Randy going to be stepping up. Have a look at that. He's picked up one kill straight away, opens it up and says, all right, I'm not scared of you guys. And now the push starts to come. I don't even know if B can push out here. I don't think B can push, because the moment he does, CSO just sits here and waits and then just goes and attacks the king. Wait, where is the king? Please tell me you're in a stone wall somewhere. Please tell me you're in the... Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Gosh. Stone wall's up over here. Yep, okay, good. Because, like, this is my greatest fear. It's like, you send all your army forward, and then you've just left your king exposed. I don't actually know where... Oh, there's the king. He's migrating right now. Okay, he's safe. And there's no way through here, right? Like, this is completely sealed in. This is... I think that's walled in. You never know. And look, now he's making a run for it. Wait, where are the landmarks? Wait, where are the landmarks? 1, 2, 3. Oh, the landmarks are exposed. And the army's down here, and he's just spotted the army with the warships, and now the army's making their way back, but it's infantry. It's English infantry, and this is what we were talking about. He's going to try and run towards the king, but I don't think he realizes there's a stone wall gate that he's gone through. So he's going to try and make his way back there, but he's going to run into that gate and go, oh, okay, crap. So what's he going to do? Instead of going for the landmarks, is he just going to look to try and work down vills? Is that the play? Be on 128 vills at the moment. I think there was definitely a world where CSO could have gone or tried to go for landmark snipes. The only trouble is Court Architects is already in. And you're already quite behind where you should be in this situation. You should have been sieging stuff down. And then even then, like with the amount of economy that your opponent's got here, they're going to be repairing up the landmarks anyway. And do you really, like... I don't think there's any way that you actually manage to get the kill there. Have a look at this. Oh, B's completely walled him in. He's completely walled in. CSO's going to lose this entire army. There's no way he gets this army out. It's all walled in completely down here. And look at all of this. Oh, he's going to try and open it up. CSO, quickly, he says, we need to get the Knights out. We don't want to lose these Knights. These are expensive units. They might be fast and they might be good fighters, but they're not. Oh, Lord. Oh, he's coming quick. Mum, hurry. Get the door, Mum. Oh, gosh. Oh, I got to go to the toilet, Mum. Hurry. Okay, all right, we're through. Sorry. Reminiscing about old times. Anyway, it's... Oh, well, impressive. CSO makes it out. Only loses 20 Knights. Whew. All right, he does it. And we got that stalemate. The thing is, you know, when it gets to 3 players, you guys hear me talk about, oh, the stalemate. I'm not worried about stalemates. You know why I'm not worried about the stalemates, and that's because we see Whammo1 here with so many resources in his name. And you know he's doing it for style points. You know why he's leaving space in the back there. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. He's going for another... Yeah, here we go. All right. Now, it might not come right now, but look at this. Nest of bees. Dude, was he listening? Did we have Wham on the call earlier when we were talking about it? Have a look at that. Looks like we've got an archery range combined with the stone wall. How do you even fit that in there? I got no idea, but impressive nonetheless. Oh, you want to know what will happen here? I don't think you can get units in this gate, because I think they'll be blocked by the archery range. It's weird how the stone wall gate works. But it often does this thing where you put the Stonewall Gate through and you think it's going to work, and then it just doesn't. All right, well, King's in the back of the base. Nice and safe. Have a look at the sacred sites. Now, when it comes to sacred victories, CSO's got this sacred site on the east side of the map. There's also a sacred site in the south of the map, which, if you have been watching since the beginning, you'll know that this is absolutely impossible to reach for anybody else other than CSO. I don't think he knows about it yet, though. We see that he's got Vils down here, but, you know, if he knew about this, there's a good chance he probably would have picked up the relic or two that was down here, maybe taken the sacred site himself. But then the final sacred site is smack bang in the middle. I don't know how you hold this against 3 players, but if there's anyone who's going for a sacred victory today, it has got to be CSO. So I'm already starting to see some battle lines drawn up between these players where you maybe have a wonder in one side of the map and a sacred victory potentially in the other one, because it's really only one sacred site. He's defending, but now 3DB's going to try and take out Wham here. I don't know if I can really get behind this. He's just going to go for landmarks, and this is exactly the play that CSO needs to make. And part of the reason why it's so scary when you leave these landmarks just exposed. But there's plenty of units here. I think he should be fine. Remember that he's always going to be able to pull Vils to repair. Plenty of units for B at the moment. Bombard's going to come out now. And Whammo 1 is definitely not going to be able to sleep happily, quietly, calmly all of this game. And now we check in and see how he's doing. How's the guild hall going? 3,600 gold. Not bad, not bad. 3,600 gold. That's pretty good. He's already on 10k gold, so, you know, it's a drop in the pond, but hey, it's still good. It's still good. It's just a little bit wet. And now the bombards are broken through the first layer of defense. The Baoshuans on the waterfront. He's got to be careful of this bombard moving up. It's got bonus damage against ships. It's got a lot of bonus damage against ships. It'll two-shot. He's not actually focusing it down. Now he's focused it and realized, oh, I got to take out that cannon. You can see how much damage he does. He's got 10 range on this. The cannon's also got 10 range. And the siege, the units on the shoreline are going to try. The Baoshuan. Oh, the hand cannoneers. I didn't even realize. They absolutely wrecked it. Now the siege starts to move up. He's going into grenadiers. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. +1 range, 15% damage. Bonus damage from the grenades when they land. You love it. You love to see it. Hand cannoneers now. He's got 8 grenadiers with 35 in queue. He's got a couple of villages, 215. And now he just kind of defends the shoreline. You can see B's making his way towards the top side. I don't know what the plan is here for B. Maybe just to disrupt, be a little bit annoying. Wham's got a lot of resources in the bank, though, so he should be fine here. He's got 5 relics as well. There are a couple in pagodas, so he will definitely disrupt. Meanwhile, towards the middle, have a look at the size of this. And honestly, I think this is the win condition for CSO. CSO goes and takes out all of the landmarks here. And then he captures this sacred site. Now, the question is, how does he find the last sacred site? Does he get to know where the last sacred site is? Like, how does he... Because assuming that he hasn't come down here because these relics are still here, he will have to just look for it. Do you just send scouts out in every direction and try and sacred victory? Because I suspect that the moment that a player is eliminated, Wham will put down the wonder. I'd almost be tempted right now for Wham to just put down the wonder straight away. Just get the double points and say, come on guys, 2v1 me. Let's see if you can do it. But maybe he waits right... I think the best time to do it for Wham is to do it right... Oh, Reboldaquin's coming up. This is perfect. Reboldaquin's for CSO. Let's see how good the micro is. Oh, 4 mangoes. Has he got the upgrade? He's got the upgrade. 4 burst attacks. A lot of damage. Huge AoE here. And now I tell you what, B is probably wishing, hey, I wish I didn't throw all those units away over in Wham's base. That was a bit of a waste, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it was. Didn't really achieve much there, did you, mate? It's just one of those things. Look at the siege. Look at the amount of siege he's got here. Cannons, mangoes, Reboldaquins, and there's all those units we were talking about. We're just saying, you know, oh, I wish I didn't throw all those units away. Don't worry, Drongo. Here they are. We you know, you were a bit worried about them. Well, don't need to be worried, my friend. There is... He's even got trebs in here. Donate the trebs. Peel the trebs off. Let the trebs burn. Sing it like Usher. And they do indeed burn. They don't burn anymore, actually. We used to torch them. Not anymore. Lots of nice siege positioning. Baoshuans, no, rather Carracks on the shoreline. Firing off. This is a crazy little angle that he's got. Big damage could come through. You love to see it. You love to see AoE like that. Mango's just... Yeah, you don't want to fight into that. I'll tell you now. These vills still in the south. Yet to make any move. Still plenty of fish. Has he picked up the upgrades? Okay, he's picked up all of fishing upgrades, which is such a relief to see. Frustrating to see players 50 minutes into a game with no upgrades or only one of the upgrades. It's like, man, you've been out here for 50 minutes farming and you haven't thought to get the upgrade. Deleting them, though. Look at this. He's pulling them all back. Deleting them. He says, we don't need them anymore. 30k food. That's enough for now, and if we need more, it's okay. We can get some more later. Maybe we'll get ourselves some farms. All right, well, it looks like we've got a couple of siege workshops coming up in the back of the base. Wham is preparing. It kind of looks like when Core was preparing. You guys remember that game? You guys remember the 3.5 hour game that we played? Do you guys remember that game? The one with Core? Where he built the Wonder? And then he didn't build the Wonder? Do you remember that game? Yeah. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. But I'll say right now, I might have a bit more faith in Wham than I do in Core. Wham ain't the kind of guy to delete a Wonder. Where is he, Core? I know you're in here. Show yourself, Core. he's a notorious chatter. Where are you, Core? I'm looking. I don't see him. It's all right. He's probably gone for a quick vape break. You know how they do it. I think Core vapes. If Core doesn't vape, he's definitely the kind of guy who would vape. Is that an insult? I don't even know. Is that like, what does that even mean? Like, my brother vapes, dude. I love my brother. Like, what does that even mean? I'm sorry. I'm just out here, like, shooting people that don't need to be shot. I'm sorry. It's done. Oh, did he finish it? I think he finished it right before the king got killed. We missed the king kill, but the Wonder came up. And the way, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, but it's just something to consider. He took out all the landmarks. That was why he died. The king is up here. The king was up here. The king is no longer up here. I don't know where the king is. The Wonder came up right as the elimination happened. So now CSO needs to go find that, but he also needs to find this sacred site. So, like, to me, it's a very clear victory path. The question's going to be about whether CSO finds the third sacred site. He knows about this one, but he should also know that there's 3 sacred sites. And so now he needs to find that third sacred site. He has been sitting on it all game, 53 minutes. Will he find the secret sacred site? The sacred site that could win him this game. Now, keep in mind, CSO is still in that stage, or that point where there is a potential that he gets knocked out. So winning the game here is very important. Now, of course, he picked up a kill just there on B, but you obviously want to try and pick up as many points as you can, especially when you're in that kind of drop zone area, that risk. But he might not even go for it. He might not even go for it. He might realize, hey, I've been fighting a whole bunch over here with Duyukusi. I fought with him for a long time and I came up empty-handed. And then I fought with B for a really long time. And I don't know whether he got the pop. Did he get the pop? Oh, he got the pop. He got the kill. So I don't know where the king was. Did B just maybe bring the king in? Which is understandable. Like, if he knows he's about to die, like, that's okay. So now CSO is beginning to push forward, though. And the point I wanted to make, though, is he knows that Wham has just been chilling here for a long time. And he knows this is in the corner of the map. He knows there's water in the middle. And even if you want to transport ship across here, there's still going to be a risk that you can't get in there. And look, Wham's not a bad player. He's a pretty good player. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to leave that unguarded, but he's going to go for a sacred site attempt here. Question's going to be about whether he can find the secret sacred site. He needs this sacred site for sacred victory. He doesn't know where it is, though. Look, I'm going to try and do something here. Let's try this button. This button. This button. This button. No, none of them work. Does anyone know what the default hotkey is for line of sight? Don't worry. We'll worry about it later. Mangoes on the shoreline. trying to take out the enemy nest of bees. Cannons on the back. Have a look at the siege range they've got. 11 tiles. Wham defends. He's taking out all the enemy siege, and this is exactly what we expected with these changes to siege. The bombard would reign supreme. Look at the amount of Grens that just go down in these fights. The Mango's getting some decent shots off, but Joan of Arc's going to fall here. A lot of siege still remains with 12 minutes until 1 to defeat. Now for CSO. Control F, says MSNDK. All right, we're going to try Control F. Hopefully it doesn't crash the game. Okay. Control F. One sacred site in the middle. Second sacred site on the east side. Where is the last sacred site, though, guys? I wonder where it is. It's hidden. He doesn't know. He doesn't know where it is. And with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go, he needs to find that sacred site. Honestly, if he finds the sacred site, he can 100% win this game. Or maybe he can already 100% win this game. Look at the amount. Okay, well, welcome to Outback Octagon. This is what the game has become in the late game. Anybody for a mango party? I don't know if I mentioned it, but my wife bought a whole tray of mangoes, and well, she got them for a great price. Meanwhile, have a look at this. The bombards are dying to the mangoes. Mango's now firing at short range. Eliminate everything. Wasn't even close. Nice little micro coming in. Second wave from Whammo 1. He's got lots of resources in the base. CSO resigns. He had no money left. I don't know if you guys saw it. He had no money left. He had 35 gold in the bank. I wonder if he had any left in the guild hall. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Whammo 1 with a wonder victory. It's not technically a wonder victory, but we will call it a wonder victory because he had a wonder down and he forces his enemy to resign. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have witnessed a puppy paw victory, and now we close it out, or at least for this set, a Wham 01 victory. The Canadian brothers doing it again. These guys, even in the semi-finals, my lord, they just won't stop, will they? They just won't stop. Have a look at that. Wham 01 in the end, doing very well. And the interesting thing was they took each other out early on. Like that, it's not like they were working together or ignoring each other. Like Puppy Paw killed Wham in the first game and Wham killed Puppy Paw in the second one. Oh gosh, they've done very well today. All right, well, let's take a look at the leaderboard. I'm just going to get confirmation from our head umpire, and I have to call them that for legal reasons. Because they're not doing admin work. I will say that right now. They're doing umpire work. It has been updated. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see who did and didn't get through. All right, so on 27 points, B sits at rank 10, which means he won't be going through to the final tomorrow. So despite picking up those kills, he needed to win in this game to really push himself up and unfortunately didn't find it. We also see Duyakusi, who was there towards the end on 22 points, who did not get through. Of course, CSO, who we watched at the end of this game, will make it through. He's on 39 points. There's no way he's not coming tomorrow. We'll see him there. And of course, Whammo 1 will be there as well. The ones to watch, though, I will say right now that I'm a little bit worried about Louis MT. Have a look at this. Vortex should make it through. He's quite comfy, 37 points. But Louis MT, he's played all of the games that he will play. And he sits right on the precipice. Lucifron is in the next game. Could look to try and push him out. If Lucifron picks up a big game next one, that could be it. Also Kaio, Anatand, and Sass are all within striking distance here. Anyway, we'll leave it there. And of course, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.